Good afternoon, all. This is the Unbiased fan, the Brim Reaper, or how Big Fish would say, the Grim Reaper. So let's talk about it. Yesterday was a great day of sports. Almost everybody I wanted to win in regards to all things sports won. But let's talk this boxing. All right, so lots of things to cover because I'm gonna try to make sure I'm more consistent with my content. But let's get right into it. So first, shout out to Bud. Doing what he was supposed to do. 6 round KO, which was a really nice KO. It was a nice KO. I'm not gonna say it's the KO of the year. Plant still gets that. I think Plant gets the KO of the year, but he did what he was supposed to do in that ring. And shout out to David Avanesyan for being competitive. I think Bud was carrying the fight, just biding his time and breaking him down. But he did what he was supposed to do, bro, and it was an impressive KO in my opinion. Um, Congratulations to him. Making a $10 million paycheck and doing a good job in the fight. And shout out to Coach Balakai. It was almost a full house with a concert going on at the same time. So I really think the BOK feed was excellent. They did a good job for their first event, and I hope they can continue to do good events because we need to have different avenues in boxing because the model that we have right now, I think, plays a role in why we don't get some the fights that we want to see. Next up is to sit here and wonder, is Spence Crawford going to happen? I personally don't think it's going to happen at this point. I went from being a person that was really adamant that a fight was going to happen to a person that doesn't feel too confident about it because you know I always say that we're disingenuous because I believe some people who ride heavy on the Spence side are disingenuous in regards to the dynamics of this fight. Business wise, I just think when it comes to the offer, the things that has been reported, the no guarantees and all those things, those are just so many signs. It just shows that you just wonder, why are you treating this fight so differently from all the other fights that you've had for your fighter, Errol Spence? And I'm always going to question that, because it doesn't make sense to me. People hold Bud to the fire, but I don't personally feel like they're being even. They're being honest and actually looking at the dynamics of what has transpired in regards to negotiations or whatever in regards to the fight. You know, but it is what it is, man. That's just the nature of the game, unfortunately, right now. So pivoting, let's talk about some other fights. Teo with the very, very, very tough, was a majority decision of a Martin. Some people feel like it was a robbery. I'm not gonna say it was a robbery. He did get knocked down in the second round, and the seventh round, that should have been called a KO. I mean, not a KO, but a knockdown as well. But outside of 2 rounds, Teo landed more punches every round. So, I don't the scorecards is atrocious. The 97-92 is just trash. But I'm not gonna call it a robbery that he got a slim victory. But Teo gotta make some changes, man. I'm not a Teo fan, but he's talented. He can fight, you know? He need to not have his dad as a trainer. He needs to get a legit trainer because it's stunting his growth. It's stunting what he can do in the ring. And he is in the ring. To me, at this point, if he was to fight, the way he fought last night, if he was fighting Regis Prograde, he would get his ass knocked out. That's how I feel right now. So, Teo, go get you a trainer, bro. I mean, you listen, your dad loves you and supports you, and ain't nothing like family. But you got to compartmentalize, your situation. I think you definitely need to get a legit trainer because I see regression, and you want to have your growth as a fighter. And again, I'm not a fan of you, but I respect you. I'm gonna respect you as a fighter, because to get in that ring is no joke. I've sparred and I've trained when I was younger. It's not a game, bro. I get in there, y'all KO'ing on me. I'm getting KO'd. And that's what a lot of us fans, disrespectfully don't understand and put in context when they go, Avanesyan's a cab driver. No, he's a top 10 welterweight. It's just levels to the shit. That's it. He's a good fighter. Him and Thurman would probably be, close to a 50-50 fight at this point of Thurman's career. But again, there's levels to this, and that's why we, feel like we want that better fight for Crawford, and I think it's warranted, but the business of boxing is questionable, and that's why I'm hoping BLK Prime does do a good job and able to do certain things, because we need another platform that makes a difference, because the things that we're getting status quo is causing these situations where we're not getting the fights that we want, and lopsided cards. A lot, because Top Rank's card was great. Like Jared Baby Anderson, that was a great KO. He does get hit too much, but I think that's because of who the opponent he's facing. He's not afraid of their power and their skill set, so he's willing to trade shots and get hit to get him up out of there. But we want to see what he has going up, moving up and getting, better competition. But he has an opportunity to really do something, so shout out to him. But let me get to Keyshawn, though. Boy, he's ready now for top fights. His skill level, talent, phenomenal. I mean, phenomenal. I think he intentionally went all the way with his fight. He could have got him up out of there, but he wanted those rounds in, But Keyshawn Davis is ready, in my personal opinion. I think he's ready. Covering some other topics. Tank now free from Mayweather Promotions. So I'm a Tank fan in the ring. Not really too much of a fan of how he's moving outside. Like, he's talking about Crawford and all that. You can't talk shit, bro. You ain't fought no fucking body of the top level. You've not fought anybody on an A fucking level, bro. You're not. So don't talk shit about somebody else's when you working on your own shit, bro. Like, get the fuck out of here, Tank. And I'm a fan of you in the ring, but I'm gonna keep it a fucking bean with you. You up popping shit about Crawford all year, fighting a tomato can. Bro, most of the people you fought is tomato cans. Now I've defended your resume to some degree, because I felt like you fought some good B-level competition. I feel like Mario Barrios is a good B-level fighter, But fuck out of here. But, pivoting into that, I do believe the Garcia fight is a good fight. It's a good fight. I believe he will win. And I'm not talking about Ryan Garcia. I'm talking about the Garcia that just won. I forgot my man's name. My brain is the upset victory he got. Damn. It's on the top of my tongue, but I just can't remember. But who cares? I believe he's going to win that fight. And, and I see that Ryan has his fight for the 28th of January. So, hopefully we see that fight. When it comes to PBC fights, until I've seen the official date set and certain things set in stone, I don't get my hopes up. So we'll see if that is is in store for us. I hope so. When it comes to overall boxing skill level, it's not the best fight, but when it comes to popularity and things of that nature, it's more than just the sweet science itself, But I think that covers last night's activity and some of the things going forward. There are some more things I'd like to cover, but I think I'll do that in another video, because I don't want to cover like too many topics. But Errol Spence was in an accident yesterday. 14-year-old had a vehicle, ran into him. I hope you're okay, bro, because we want you to be as healthy as possible for whatever fight you have, whether it's Keith Thurman, whether it's Stanley on this, or wherever it's going to be Bud Crawford going forward. I really have no idea what is next in regards to Errol Spence, Bud Crawford, and all those things. You know, it's just a wait and see. And I don't want to be a fanager. I just want you guys to do what needs to be done to make the fight. Spence, they work for you, bro. Al Heyman works for you. PBC works for you. You don't work for them. I know that you trust him because he's taking care of your career, because you've had a good, really, really good career, bro. You know? But you got to lean on him. If you really say that the Bud Crawford fight is the fight that needs to be had, you need to lean on them to have the proper things in place. Because in my personal opinion, I feel like the fight offer was an unfair one, considering what the track record is when you're looking at Porter 60-40, Ugas, rumored 50-50 or 60-40, Mikey, 50-50. When you got these type of things that's already been out there, and then you're having a Bud Crawford zero guarantee 65-35, which is, the rumor, because we don't know, because we're not behind the boardrooms here. But just putting that on the table is so disingenuous, and everybody blames Bud. But when you look at that, what the fuck, man? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. If this is your biggest fight, you do the things that needs to be done. And you lean on your people to do what needs to be done so you can have that fight. Period. Dumbass fans, Spence is scared of Bud. Bud is scared of Spence. I know neither fighter is scared of each other. They're professional, top-level, A-class fighters. It's the business aspect. It's the only thing. If this fight was no money involved, it would have been happened. If the fight was a 50-50 or even a 60-40 like Danny Garcia, it would have happened. And that's why I take a little bit of issue, because you guys understand, he's the A side in regards to the welterweight division, right? Like I said, my issue with Bud in regards to that was just simply because he tried to make the fight. That's kind of crazy, isn't it? But because you was really dissatisfied with the offer, you should have walked away before even wasting time doing all that extra shit and trying to negotiate it. Can't fault him, but I fault him, because it gives the ammunition for everybody who dislike you, or people who just feel like, you should have took the fight, because we're fans. We're selfish. We want the fight. We don't give a fuck about all those other terms and things that was going on. We just want to see you guys fight. But we don't know what's coming. And last but not least, let's get into the Boots in this, which Boots is phenomenal talent. But who the fuck are you fighting? I had to pause on that, and it's not on Boots per se, man, but damn, he's getting a bad draw, man. He needs to have that signature fight, bro. So I guess it's gonna be Stanley Onis versus Virgil Ortiz, and then he's fighting, to have a mandate. I don't know, man. Shit's crazy to me, man, when it comes to people fighting the best. Such a difficult thing to watch and see as a fight fan. Just to be honest. But again, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. I hope everybody has a beautiful day. Next week, Martin, big fight. Martin Rivera, right? Yeah, that's the type of fights you should be getting with people, 20 fights, 15 fights, undefeated. These guys should be fighting each other between 25 and 27 years old at the latest. But this new era of boxing is, monkey wrenching that. People are holding on to the to build up the fight to the biggest possibility, when you get more out of the second fight, But again, Brim Reaper out. Appreciate your time, guys. Have a blessed one.